Hello, I'm Switch.
And I'm old.
What are you doing?
I'm so hot. Aren't you hot? Why is it so hot?
Oh, because your old lighting technology is burning up a lot of energy.
Was that you? Do I smell something? What is that? What's that smell?
No, that smell would be the fossil fuel you're burning to generate all that electricity you're wasting.
I'm just so hungry. I'm hungry, all right?
You consume a lot.
Yeah, but I'm really bright.
No, you're not actually.
As an academic, when I was being asked by the Commonwealth Energy Group, Vince in particular, to speak here, and I don't know much about technology, I don't know much about retrofitting. All I know, and I thought about it, is how to change a light bulb. That's my technical expertise. It turns out that that's a good way to start. As I said, that I'm a professor of economics. I'm not anyone who is related to technology or the industry. So what I would be doing here, I would just give you an overview as to where we are at this point, and can we be really excited about saving energy, and what even does that mean? We have been talking about energy conservation, switching to cleaner energy, getting away from dependence on foreign oil for quite some time now, perhaps going all the way back to the oil shocks of 1970s, when sharp increase in oil price leading to a sluggish economy, rapid inflation, capped with long lines at gas stations, made us, for the first time as a nation, aware of the fact that we should be thinking about energy independence. Since that time, we have taken many steps, but clearly they have not been enough, not nearly sufficient. Again, for about last 10 years or so, we have become more conscious, for one reason or other, about energy independence and energy conservation. Now, there is general agreement about two things. Leaving your political persuasions aside, there is an agreement that we cannot be dependent on foreign oil, if for nothing else, in this post-9/11 era. There is an agreement that that is not good for national security. All of us, we kind of agree with that. There is another economic reasoning behind that. As a business person, how can you be dependent on an input whose price fluctuates rapidly or frequently without any prior notice, and you have very little control over it? It doesn't make good business sense. However, switching over to fossil fuels that would have, or growing dependence on that, that will have, other fossil fuels will have their own problems as well. Now, again, if we set aside some of our political disagreements, there is general agreement that if we continue to do business as usual, using up fossil fuel as much as we have been, then we would not be having Mother Earth the way we know it in about 10, 20 years. There would be irreparable harm to our environment. It is, perhaps at this backdrop, we have become more and more conscious about energy conservation, about switching to cleaner and green energy. These are macro concerns. These are global concerns. And however laudable these goals are, that we all know that we should be doing things that would be friendly to global warming, trying to avert that, friendly for our climate change, and definitely for national security, frequently that doesn't generate much excitement, as perhaps the title of my talk would suggest, at a micro level. When it comes down to the individual level, for individual consumers or individual business owners, there is frequently a disconnect. At one level, at a global level, at a macro level, we all understand that what we are supposed to be doing or what are the issues. But at a micro level, at an individual level, when we are taking our day-to-day decisions, frequently we come up with this argument that what can we do as one individual that will even make a dent on an enormous problem like global climate change or national security. However, there is another economic reason, and perhaps it is that economic reason that drives many of our decisions. There is a mismatch between the private cost and the rewards that are involved with switching to other alternative energy sources, or even being more dependent on electricity, or even trying to conserve. These acts require private costs. The costs that, as business owners, you would be bearing, as homeowners, you would be bearing. The returns, however, frequently, at least up until now, the returns used to be viewed as global benefits. They will do tremendous things for climate change. But when you are, as a business person, or as an investor, when you are thinking about an investment, which has a lot of investment cost associated with it, you would like to reap the benefits of that investment. If you cannot get the benefits directly, and you cannot really gain back the cost that you incurred in undertaking that investment, then you are not going to have a lot of incentive to carry out that investment. So you may all think about that energy conservation is really a laudable goal, but if in order to do energy conservation, you have to spend $10,000, and the returns are not really concrete in terms of cost savings or $10,000 getting back quickly. Rather, it is that abstract notion that it will save trees, it will make earth greener. However laudable they are, there would be little interest in the minds of people who are supposed to be making those costly investments. That have changed recently, and other speakers will address those issues. The American Relief and Reinvestment Act, for example, the stimulus package, makes substantial provisions for incentives precisely to take care of that, so that as individual, you can undertake energy efficient investment, and there will be incentive for you so that you would be able to reap the benefits of the costly investment that you undertook. As homeowners, it's simple to see that you somehow come up with energy conservation, you switch over to alternative energy sources, perhaps you would be able to reduce your heating and cooling cost. However, there is that issue of initial investment still there, and I'll get back to that. As a business person, that becomes all the more important because the scale of the investment that you would be coming up with, that would be perhaps more substantial than an individual homeowner's investment that they will have to put up with. But if for 1 second we can set aside all these monetary costs and benefits, there is